some fun in store for you. We have some activities. We're going to do questions, so make sure you listen and be attentive. And we plan to have a great time, okay? Well, we're going to go ahead and get started so we can have time to do all of our activities. So I'm going to narrate a story, and we're going to have our wonderful group to act it out, okay? That's the sound of Tommy's rumbling. That's the sound of feet dragging, plop, break, plop, break. Jesus and his disciples were so busy, they hadn't had a chance to feed their rumbling tummies. They were tired and wanted to get off their dragging feet. Jesus said to his disciples, "Come with me to a quiet place and get some rest."
Come with me to a quiet place and let's get some rest.
They got in a boat and pushed off from shore, hoping to find a quiet place on the other side of the Sea of Galilee to be alone. But the people on the shore saw them and figured out where they were going. Grown-ups and children raced around the lake and got there before Jesus.
Just leave it there.
By the time Jesus arrived, a huge crowd was waiting for him. This crowd is like a flock of sheep without a shepherd. So he started teaching them right there on the grassy hill.
Wide is the gate that leads to destruction, and narrow is the gate that leads to righteousness.
More and more people came. No one wanted to go home. The rumbling tummies got louder. A boy in the crowd tried to catch a glimpse of Jesus. Oh. He stood on his tiptoes to look for Jesus and used his hands to push past the cloaks and robes of everyone around him. There was something about Jesus that made that boy want to be near him. The boy kept squeezing his way closer to Jesus. The sun moved over the hill. The people had been on the hill listening to Jesus for a long time. The tummies of Jesus and the disciples were still rumbling. And now the tummies of everyone in the crowd were rumbling too.
You hear your tummy?
It was time to go home and eat, but no one wanted to go home. The boy didn't want to go home either. He kept getting closer to Jesus. Jesus turned to Philip and the other disciples. "Where should we buy bread for these people to eat?" "It would take 8 months to earn enough money to buy bread from everyone in this crowd," Philip said.
It would take 8 months to earn enough money to buy bread for everyone in this crowd.
"And besides, there's no place around here to buy food."
And besides, there's no place around here to buy any food.
Jesus, one of the disciples, said,
Jesus,
"I think we should just send this crowd away.
I think we should just send this crowd away.
Let them buy their own bread in a nearby village."
Let them buy their own bread in a nearby village.
Jesus answered, "You give them something to eat.
You give them something.
Go and see how many loaves of bread you have."
Go and see how many loaves of bread they have.
Philip and the other disciples turned around and stared at the thousands of people on the hillside. There were more than 5,000 men, plus women and children, who were with them. How would the disciples ever find enough food for this crowd? But they began to search. The boy saw the disciples searching and knew exactly what he wanted to do. His lunch wasn't very big. It wouldn't be enough food for all these people. But if Jesus wanted his food, then the boy would gladly give it. He lifted up his lunch with 2 hands. "Here's my lunch," he said to the disciples. "Jesus can have my lunch. Come with me," and he said.
Come with me.
And he held the boy, led the boy to Jesus. Now the boy didn't have to stand on his tiptoes and push past the He just had to follow. And Andrew took him straight to Jesus. Here is a boy with 5 small barley loaves and 2 small fish. But how far would they go with so many people to feed? Andrew and Peter thought it was impossible to feed the whole crowd with one boy's lunch. But Jesus wasn't worried.
It's not going to feed everybody.
Have everyone sit down, Jesus said.
Everyone sit down.
Sit down. Sit down.
The crowd got comfortable on the grass. Jesus took the boy's bread in his fingers, looked up to heaven to give thanks, then broke the bread and passed it. He did the same thing with the fish. The boy's small lunch got bigger and bigger. Everyone ate much as they wanted. No more rumble.
This is your bread. You get to eat it. Want any? Good. Good. Good?
Then Jesus told his disciples to take the leftovers. They gathered 12 baskets of broken pieces of bread and fish. The disciples couldn't believe their eyes. With just a small sack lunch, Jesus fed all those people, and there were 12 full baskets full of leftovers. The little boy looked down at his toe. Happy they
Wait till
had
after
brought him up
let him finish.
He looked at his fingers, glad they were willing to share.
It's almost done.
He gazed up at Jesus, thankful to be a shepherd, a sheep with a shepherd. How did you guys like the story?